Hello, I'm Lonnie,
I'm Amberlicious.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network. This is episode 7 of season 5 of Rick and Morty. God, they're really just stretching for some names here for these episodes. This episode is called Gotron, Jerrysis, Rickvangelion.
Yeah, it's a mouthful. For sure.
It's like I thought a Mortykin graffiti was bad, but this one's just...
Not really. I mean, it's just play off American Graffiti.
I know, but I'm talking about like in terms of length and how difficult it is to put that together.
Oh, okay. That's exploitation extravaganza bullshit.
I think it was exploitation extravaganza or
That's what I said.
spectacular. I'm sorry.
Well, nonetheless.
Anyway, last week was pretty good. This week was 100% a Voltron parody.
Yeah.
Spoilers on this.
Voltron/anime
Yes,
parody.
and big time spoilers on this. The giant incest space baby from Rick Dependent Spray returns. The
It's like, oh, that fire still burned last episode.
well, they made it a point to really bring that up 2 or 3 times during the early part of the episode.
No, well, I guess that was some foreshadowing.
Yeah,
And
and then because you know that
how it came into play.
apparently the giant incest space baby only happened in their universe because
Yes.
that was the thing. Like, oh, y'all are the variants, is what Loki calls it.
Variants.
You know, they were the universe that did the the incest space baby. So
right,
it's like,
because what it was is, they found all the ferrets first. The robots are ferrets. Please, I love that shit. A ferret is the closest thing to a rodent you're gonna see me mess with. I love ferrets. They're cute and they're fun. Zero looks like a ferret, really. He reminds me of a ferret because he's skinny. And
that's pretty
long.
funny.
But so they find all these ferret robots that make the Gotron, and
Well, it was another thing that Rick had been doing in the background, probably the whole series, collecting them all, and they're on their way to Boob World, and he completely loses his shit because he finds one on a planet.
yeah,
Or like the moon or something. It's like a crashed blue one, and that was the last one he needed to complete his collection and make the whole Gotron Megazord or whatever you call it.
and then of course Rick being Rick. Hey, let's get these other families to find them, and we'll make a Gotron.
Yeah, which is basically 5. Okay, look, I'm going to use Power Rangers terminology because I never watched Voltron and I don't know what their robots are called or whatever. But
I ain't watched
so
Voltron since I was a kid.
I
so
say,
don't know.
excuse me on this one, but Megazord is where they all come together and make a human-shaped robot. Well, they're basically going to take like 5 different Megazords, combine them, and make a big one, and then they're going to make even a bigger one out of more.
It gets out of hand. It starts out where they're just going to make the Gotron with the other families, and then how Rick gets carried away a little bit.
And everybody's like talking, like, "Hey, this is going to happen. This is just going to go
Oh,
crazy."
Morty tried to warn them the entire time.
Yeah.
And we're having fun. This, that, and this. Yada yada yada. And then when he finally really did lose all his shit and fires Summer.
Like, you can tell Beth and Jerry are just...
God, they're just along for the fucking ride.
They really strike me as, like, just tired.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, robots this week. Like...
They are. They're sick of it. They're tired. They're just like,
but
do what you gotta do and leave us alone.
Yeah, but then they joined up. I guess, the adrenaline of running a giant space robot, got to them. Oh, yeah. And it was like a fleeting high, basically, because, Rick's going to fuck everything up. So,
Every time.
And anyway, this was, like, basically everything falls apart.
Those families were like, y'all got that giant incest, baby.
Yeah, that was the running joke through most of the episode.
And it turns out, God, what about the whole subplot of the government getting Summer to go talk to this baby to see if it interacts with her and shit.
And they wanted to turn it into a weapon.
Of course. What else would the government want to do?
Yeah.
And
that's probably the most believable thing in the entire episode.
It was the most believable thing in the entire episode.
They've really done a lot of like distrust the government type stuff on Rick and Morty lately.
And so, but she was like, I bonded with it. I was like, okay. You know? And then the giant baby saves the day. With Summer controlling it, pulling on its hair. What should I calling it? I forgot. Fuck, 'cause it was
Naruto.
Yes. Fucking Naruto. Hold on, Naruto. I was like, they went there, didn't they?
That's freaking funny.
This was a really funny episode.
And it seems to have, it probably ties in with the overall arc. Like, this wasn't a hardcore standalone episode. I'm pretty sure that incest space baby is going to come into play again. There is no way it's not going to.
Yeah, they played too big of a part in this episode.
Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if Evil Morty captures it at some point. Yeah. You know, like who even knows if we'll ever see Rick and Morty or Evil Morty again? And so anyway, that was like the whole thing.
Yeah, they saved it from these anime. These anime people on there trying to take the robots from Rick. Hey, we're the original people supposed to be doing this. And then they basically turned the Gotron on itself. Started beating up Rick. The hands and feet. That was pretty funny.
But then the baby shows up and just completely destroys the thing in like 3 hits. It shatters. And then, like, I guess the whole, you know, they spend a lot of the episode fighting giant monsters, and the after credits scene reveals that in their world they're just regular sized bugs, you know, and they have clothes and everything, but when they go through the portal, it takes their clothes away, and nobody on Earth can understand them, but the reason the bugs are here is to give everybody the cure for AIDS. But then the bugs show up and they're seen as a threat and they're killed. Yes. Because they just, obviously, nobody can understand
monsters,
them. Yeah. But yeah,
that's crazy.
This was, so me and Alex were talking a few days ago, and I came up with a theory that, if true, is going to piss a lot of people off.
Alright, let's
see it. So this is where I think the series as a whole is going to end. The next to last episode of the final season, which I guess like season 10, episode 9 or something, is going to end on something similar. You remember the Story Train episode where Evil Morty had them cornered and that was how their story was going to end? Mm-hmm. I think there's a joke in there, because I think that's seriously how it's going to end. But when they are like there and their backs are against the wall and they're about to die, it's going to end on a cliffhanger. And the final episode, when it starts, it's not going to give the ending. It's going to be an interdimensional cable episode, because everybody's been wanting interdimensional cable so bad, and they've been teasing it through the whole series, that they'll give a big final middle finger to the fans and be like, no ending. Interdimension. Here's some interdimensional cable. Y'all were wanting that, wasn't you? Yeah. That's how I see it happening. Yeah, but if it happened, it wouldn't surprise you.
Kind of, yeah.
It would. It wouldn't me one bit.
I think at this point, the creators like what they're doing so much that they would not fuck up their story like that.
You think so?
It's not about the fans, it's about them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they may just have it planned to a certain point, and then fuck it, call him Pickle.
Anyway.
What do you give this episode?
I'm gonna give it a 10. I don't think it's 11 territory, just because it don't really do a whole lot of character development or blah 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 blah.
It doesn't have a holy shit moment.
But it's a 10 though. It's a really good episode.
I agree with you. Well, this gets double 10s from us, because I did. I enjoyed this episode. It's funny, just about from start to finish. But I actually the joke wasn't that great, I guess, but I considered it hilarious every time I see it for some reason. Where Hothead Rick is like, yeah, I'm Hothead Rick, and he like betrays them, and then that robot shoots flames down on him and burns him alive, and he's like, oh, I set myself up for that.
Yeah, that was funny. It was a really underplayed joke. That's what made it funny. So I guess I set myself up for that one. I was like, I guess you did.
Oh, probably my favorite line in the whole, and this actually is one of my favorite Rick and Morty lines of all time now, is when Morty was like, oh yeah, they've got me as the left foot of the left foot, probably because our robot doesn't have an asshole.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that is a great line. So this has some quotable moments in here, so yeah, absolutely. My only hope now is that Fortnite has Gotron bots at some point.
That'd be fun.
There would be jokes to be had at that point.
Ferret.
Yes! God, I would buy those toys. If they had, like, the ferret Gotron, and you could buy, like, 5 of them and put them together, I would buy the shit out of that. $120? Okay, here you go.
Shut
you know?
up, take my money.
Yeah. They're like, you could buy these for $40 a piece or $120 for the set. And I'm just like, just bring it right out. Like, here we go. This is going to be fun. They're like, oh, but you can get the deluxe ultra detailed one for $1,000. But nah, y'all keep that. It was like that.
Gotron.
Yeah. But it was like, you know, they had that, I think it's still going for another couple of weeks, but the Marvel Legends series, Hasbro, or I might be getting the company wrong, but they've got that like 30, 33, 36 inch Galactus that you can get now that stands like that freaking tall and is like, has lights and sounds and is articulated in like 400 places and, you know, is freaking awesome. And the price tag on it is like $400. And I'm like, I can't really see myself spending more than 80 to 100 on that one. Sorry, y'all.
Right.
Like, it's cool, but I just don't.
It's not $400 cool.
No. I thought I was doing something, spending like $40-something on the giant Galactus pop vinyl, and then they go and release something like that. We'll just. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. 10s across the board. 3 more episodes left on season 5. Holy crap. I am not prepared. Number 1, we've not seen Evil Morty yet. And number 2, we haven't seen the Vindicators episode. God only knows when either one of those are going to show up. I know you're not looking forward to the Vindicators.
I don't care.
But
Bother me either way.
You know what the real mindfuck on the Vindicators episode is going to be is, you know, where everybody's looking to check out the, you know, basically what parts in real episodes appear in the opening. Some of them do, some of them don't. And what's going to be funny is when that noob scene does not appear in the Vindicators episode. Because, again, that's just how they do. That's 100%
I'm real upset if they do.
I don't think they'll show it. I really don't. That's my prediction for the Vindicators episode is the noob getting
My
CPR from Rick.
That will be, hopefully it won't suck as bad as the first one.
Okay, whatever.
Bye, y'all.
We'll see y'all next time. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Everlicious.
We are Untitled Nerd Network. This is the 7th episode of season 5 of Rick and Morty. We'll see y'all next time.